Hello there, to all the amazing people watching this video in my channel. In this video I will share with you a praise for the one and only Jackie Chan. I will explain why, in my opinion, Jackie is one of the best actors and human beings on this planet. So, without any further delay, are you ready? Let's get started. Jackie Chan is too often dismissed as just an action star and overlooked because of some of his forgettable Hollywood films. Jackie was a major cult figure in the 80s and 90s and for his Hollywood stardom during the early years of the century. Chan himself is modest about his films, but that's no excuse for us to be. He's an acrobat, daredevil, a clown, performing each role with supreme style and superhuman skill and also unique acting skill. Jackie Chan is a martial arts actor that has been in the business for over 40 years. He not only has taken a lot of comedic roles, but he has also done dramatic roles as well. Throughout his career, he has taken part in over 150 films and produced over 20 films. He was born in Hong Kong, apprenticed in a Peking opera, an altogether more physical style of performance than the sort of opera you find in Europe. Wait, you didn't know that Jackie is also a brilliant singer too? By the time he turned 18, the traditional Peking opera was dying out. The cinema was a bigger draw. Still, Chan's training would soon be put to good use. With the assistance of former opera schoolmate Sammo Hung, he found work in the movies, scratching a living as a stuntman. He worked in some Bruce Lee films as a stuntman and occasionally as a stunt double for Bruce Lee himself, and after Lee's death, the studios went on to name Chan the next Bruce Lee and made Bruce Lee type movies starring Jackie Chan, ignoring altogether Chan's incredible talent and skills in acting. Those films were not received well, to the point where Jackie almost quit and went to live with his parents in Australia. However, Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and the very similar Drunken Master finally made Jackie a star. People didn't just like the films, they liked him. Suddenly all doors were open. In 1983, Chan released Project A, which has a better claim than most to be his masterpiece. It was an evolution in many ways too. This was the film where he began performing the life-endangering stunts that became his hallmark. There is a moment in the film where he dangles off a clock tower, from which he then falls to the ground with only a couple of shop awnings to slow him down. This he did for real, with no trickery. It only took a couple of takes to get right, with a week or so between each one to recover from the injuries that occurred during the drop. This was not his first injury, and very far from being his last. No one has suffered more for his art. Over the years, he's broken almost every bone in his body multiple times, and sometimes done himself more serious mischief. There's a metal plate in his head from when he smashed his head open on a rock while shooting Armor of God. He nearly died and required extensive brain surgery, and because it's typical of Chan, he put an outtake showing the accident at the end of the film. Jackie Chan, the Kung Fu master, has done all his own stunts. However, he has been injured many times over his amazing career. It is estimated that he has broken over 35 bones in his lifetime. His injuries have cost him several bones in his arms, legs, neck, and his fingers. He has also dislocated his pelvis and his nose during his career. Despite his injuries, he has not stopped performing his own stunts. The reason why he has continued to do his very own stunts is because of the unique way he performs them. He has a special way of fighting that is very different from other actors. His way of fighting is so unique that it's hard to find a stunt double to make the same moves, if not impossible. The best reason why he never stopped doing his stunts and always delivered them with no matter how many takes they would require is because his work ethic demanded he gives his audience everything he could. It's a holdover from his childhood. His master was a firm believer in the spare the rod, spoil the child school of teaching. And it worked. His charges became perfectionists, even if these days we'd call his methods abuse. In the end though, discipline is necessary for good upbringing, and Jackie Chan is possibly one of the most disciplined humans on this earth. The 1980s were a golden age of action films, and Polish Story is one of the very best. There are wild and crazy stunts, like Jackie Chan sliding down a pole covered in electric lights, and Chan suffered quite a lot in this scene. Electrocution, serious burns to his hands, as well as a back injury and dislocation of his pelvis upon landing. By this time, no insurers were willing to take his business. So heavy had the payouts been, that Chan was rich enough to cover the cost, and went ahead without cover. His Hollywood career need not detain us for long. The films he made were very good and successful, most notably Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon. Serviceable action comedies that did respectable business, but they lacked the mad inspiration of the earlier films. Since he was obliged to adapt to American working practices, insurance was a non-negotiable and the studios would not easily let him do his own stunts. Meh. What else can we say about Jackie Chan? He was doing parkour and free running way before parkour was a thing. No need for a stuntman, always smiling, beautiful acrobatic moves, amazing acting skills, a cult hero, true inspiration and a genuinely kind and amazing human being. The one and only Jackie Chan. What a legend.
Thank you. And I want to thank you. Who should I thank you? And I forget.
And that's all, everyone. Thank you for watching. Are you a fan of the legendary Jackie Chan and his movies? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Jackie Chan and which film you like the most. Also, if you like this video, then please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe and click on the bell to get notifications so that you don't miss the upcoming videos. Till the next one, have an amazing time and I'll see you all later.
Last not least, million thanks to all my friends, fans around the world. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oscar.